But I guess you're doubling and tripling down on the Niners fans loving you these days, Mark, based on your opinion of Brandon Aiyuk not being worthy of a top 10 receiver contract. Did I see that correct, Mark, from you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't understand. Like, I say things, Rich, and I said that on my podcast, the Stink of Truth podcast,
Yes, sir.
and people just go bananas, and I'm like, well, where am I missing Brandon Aiyuk all of a sudden being a top 10 wide receiver in the league? Like, when you game plan, so for instance, and I've done a bunch of San Francisco games.
Yes.
When I talk to defensive coordinators, what do they tell me? All right, the first guy we got to take away is Christian McCaffrey. Then we got to take away Deebo Samuel because he's got, not only the ability to catch the ball, but run out of the backfield and all. And like, you're going down to George Kittle and Brandon Aiyuk. And I'm not saying Brandon Aiyuk isn't a great player. He's a great player. But, when you sit there and say, is he Justin Jefferson or is he Devontae Adams or is he one of these true number one guys? Well, on his own team, he's the third or fourth, target. So, and he had a lot of targets, and I get that, but I don't look at him as the top weapon on his own team. So how are you going to make that guy a, top 5 or 10 paid wide receiver? I just don't, that doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not saying that he's not really good, because he is. But, those are the things I look at. And then I get people, because I get salty. Maybe it's just because I'm old, but I get salty, and I get people that tell me, well, if you look at his separation per target, well, I don't even know what that means. Separation per target. Like, okay, so he runs a flat against the zone, and the zone dropper gets 10 yards of separation because he's trying to take away the secondary route. Is he wide open by 10 yards? Or is that the way the defense let it to be? Like, I look at some of these advanced analytics, and I'm like, you numbers nerds have got to stop with all this garbage, because it doesn't mean anything. So anyhow, that's when I get salty, and that's when I, make a snide comment about the Jets or something, and then I get in trouble, and you play a video.
No, yeah, and then you put one of your Super Bowl rings and you show it off on your middle finger, like
yeah.
That's a greatest hit, though. That was a few years ago. That's a greatest Mark Schlereth hit. Like, if we're putting that tape together. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.